Dr. Chloe. Today we will be talking about one of the most important organs in the body, the tongue. The tongue is the fleshy, muscular organ in the mouth. It is covered with moist pink tissue called mollusca. It is also covered in tiny bumps called papillae. Furthermore, thousands of these taste buds cover the surfaces of the papillae. The tongue is anchored to the mouth by webs of tissues and mollusca. The tongue is part of the digestive and muscular systems. Now we will welcome our special guest, Dr. Alexa. Now that you know the basics of the tongue, we'll go further in depth. The body of the tongue makes up the anterior 2/3 of the tongue and has a rough surface due to the lingual papillae. The base of the tongue is the posterior 1/3 of the tongue and attaches the tongue to the mouth. It is located between the hyoid bone and the mandible. There are 3 types of papillae: circumvallate lingual, filiform lingual, and fungiform lingual papillae. Circumvallate papillae are at the back of the tongue and the most scarce of the 3. Filiform papillae are long, thin, and V-shaped. However, they do not have taste buds, even though they are the most populous of the 3. Finally, fungiform papillae are mushroom-shaped, and they are present the most at the apex or the front of the tongue. The foramen caecum is the posterior end of the tongue. It is V-shaped in the origin of the thyroid glands. The median lingual sulcus of the tongue extends from the tip of the tongue to the posterior end, and it is a longitudinal depression in the middle of the tongue.
Thank you for having me on the show. Yes, the tongue is a very important organ that has multiple functions, including taste, speech, chewing, swallowing, and finally the cleaning of the mouth.
Now, how does the tongue help us taste?
Well, as you know, the tongue is covered in papillae, which houses taste buds. The taste buds are sensory receptors that pick up 5 different tastes: sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami.
I'm familiar with 4 of these, but what is umami?
Umami is a pleasant, savory taste receptor.
Great, now how does the tongue help us with speech?
Well, the movements of the tongue are crucial for the articulation of languages.
That's very interesting. What sounds do we use the tongue for?
Well, to your surprise, we use the tongue for about 93% of all sounds that we make.
Wow, I never knew that we actually use the tongue for so much speech. But how does it help us chew and swallow?
Along with the teeth and other parts of the mouth, the tongue helps with chewing food and passing it down the throat to initiate the swallowing process.
That's great. Now, doesn't the tongue's function of cleaning the mouth to go hand in hand with eating?
Why, yes. The movements of the tongue dislodge food particles stuck in between the teeth, gums, and cheeks, which allows the food to either be spit out or swallowed.
Amazing. Now, what kind of diseases plague the tongue?
The 3 most common are geographic tongue, fissure tongue, and hairy tongue.
Sounds gross. Why don't we start with geographic tongue?
Symptoms of geographic tongue are discomfort and sensitivity. It is a harmless disease that creates patches on the tongue surface that have no papillae. The patches give the tongue a map-like or geographic appearance. It will go away on its own, but you may want to take some Advil or use an antiseptic mouthwash. There is no known cause or prevention, but proper oral hygiene will reduce the risk.
Ew, let's go to fissured tongue.
As well, it is a harmless condition that creates cracks and grooves on the surface of the tongue. It may be genetically inherited and has unknown causes, but can be prevented by reducing the intake of alcohol, tobacco, and spicy foods.
Important message, kids. Don't smoke unless you want fissured tongue. Now let's go to the grossest of the 3, hairy tongue.
Hairy tongue, like the other 2, is a harmless condition. It is caused by too much bacteria or fungi on the tongue and in the mouth, which causes the tongue to look black and have a hairy appearance. The bacteria build up on the papillae and make them grow up to 15 times their normal size. This can be remedied by good old dental hygiene.
I think I have hairy tongue. How do I fix it?
Take care of your teeth.
I do.
Cut the hair and brush your teeth.
Ew. This is geographic tongue because it has white patches that make it look like a map. This is fissure tongue because it has cracks and grooves. This is hairy tongue because the papillae have overgrown to give the appearance of hair.
Now that we're done with disease, why don't you tell us about how the tongue can indicate other health concerns?
One way is by the color of your tongue. If your tongue is bright red, it means you're lacking nutrients, having an allergic reaction, or you have excessive body heat. If your tongue is purple, it means you're lacking oxygen, you have high cholesterol, poor circulation, or you're over-consuming cold beverages. And finally, if your tongue is a whitish yellow, it most likely means that you have low hemoglobin, fatigue, weakness, or issues with your lungs or colon.
What color is my tongue?
Okay, moving on to texture. Ulcers are painful, sore blisters that are caused by stress. Next, we have red spots caused by a lack of vitamin C, a burn to the mouth due to a hot beverage or food, and eczema or asthma. Dryness of the mouth is caused by overproduction of mucus or swollen salivary glands. Swelling of the mouth is caused by an allergic reaction or a lack of vitamin B12. And finally, as we talked about before, if your tongue is hairy, you know what that means? Excessive bacteria.
Ew. Luckily, my tongue is normal.
Moving on to the third and final indicator is the coating on your tongue. If you have a thick coating on your tongue, it means you have a fungal infection. If you don't have any coating, however, it means that your digestive system is malfunctioning. You should probably get that checked out right away.
I never realized how you can learn so much about your health by just looking at your tongue. That's great, I guess. Hope you don't have a yellow tongue. You might have fatigue. That's all tonight on Dr. Chloe. Tune in next time to hear a whale barking. Actually, you won't, because this show was a one-hit wonder. Good night. Actually, good morning. It is currently 12:33. Disclaimer, Dr. Chloe and Dr. Alexa aren't actually doctors. They are students in your 9/10th grade biology class trying to do their final project at 1 in the morning.